Excuse me. Today's blind taste test, that was a good hit, is brought to you by another subgenre I'm not allowed to mention on YouTube if I don't want to get my channel deleted, and I'm already skating on thin ice because I have 2 channel strikes for no absolute sincere reason. But I'll leave the link in the description if I remember to do it.
Would you marry a guy who's A, retail store employee?
No.
She belongs to the streets.
Fast food employee?
No.
She belongs to the streets.
Cashier?
Hell no.
She belongs to the streets.
Janitor?
No.
She belongs to the streets.
What if it was for a school?
Hell no.
She belongs to the streets.
Waiter?
Yeah.
Why? Because you make too much money, right? You're not with a broke dude.
That is just not up my alley. It's not what I want.
Yeah. It's not the lifestyle that you're looking.
You women are insane because you have absolutely nothing to offer men, but you still have the audacity to look down on men that work for a living. It's like you never matured out of childhood or something. It's just, it's gross. It's disgusting. It's repulsive. That's why we don't talk to you anymore. You're worthless.
To be honest, I actually don't give a fuck.
I know. Woo.
Like, so
where did that come from? That's what I like. What was
Until you're 40 years old and you're living by yourself with cats and wine and prescription pill problems and street narcotic problems, talking about how men ain't shit just because you thought it would be boss bitch babe style to be an alpha female. It really just means you're a cunt.
that boy inside of you that fuck what they think mentality? As you remember, what was that in you?
Seem more attractive.
Yeah, you look so hot right now.
How tall do you feel?
I feel 6 foot.
Would you care if a guy wore shoes to make him taller?
No. No, we get high heels. You do your thing, man. As long as you're tall.
And Surrey sent me out here to have people try on their new shoes that 2.4 inches to your height.
Yeah, I can feel it. I mean, this is what women must feel like when they're going out to the club.
You want to be the tallest in the game and the most confident, you gotta get these.
Okay, but why are you yelling? No, yeah, you literally are yelling right now. Like, I get you're mad, but there's no need to yell. Like, just talk.
I promise. I promise you, birthing people, that you will not drop dead after apologizing. I know it sounds crazy and implausible, but it's actually true. And you won't even have to make up excuses for why you can't. All you have to do is say, I'm sorry. And guess what? It's all forgotten about. Nobody cares.
When I'm mad at you, do I yell at you? No, right? I just talk, so just talk. Okay, you're still yelling. No. Oh, you know what? It's fine. No, this is why I can't have a conversation with you because you just always yell. No, I don't want to be yelled at. No, it's fine.
I couldn't imagine pretending not to be crazy. Like, my favorite first date question is, let me go through your phone. And if you say no, I'm just going to leave. Because, like, why would I waste 4 months of my life just to ask the same question and you give the same answer? Like, what a waste.
Or, and hear me out on this one, or you could just mind your own fucking business. You have no idea how many women off themselves every year just because they couldn't mind their own fucking business. So the next time a man tells you to mind your own business, give it a shot. Who knows? You might actually be healthier, and you might actually lose the crazy.
It's time. I'm fucking crazy.
I don't have a problem with a woman looking through my phone. But to think that you're going to tell me that I have to do something is laughable. At least women in the 1950s had bargaining power. Women today have nothing at all to offer besides sex. And then you could just say you regret that and boom, his life is over. So you literally are worthless, and you really need to start doing some inner child searching.
They're playing. But that's what the park is for. I never saw a car in here. It's a power wheel. It doesn't bother me.
Some Karen just she's complaining because kids are driving Power Wheels in a park without a license. See, you know what? If that's what you want to grow up to be, keep being these strong, independent cunts who don't need no men, and that's what you'll end up being. Who the fuck cares if kids are riding through a park in Power Wheels? Who the fuck cares? Do you not have anything better to do than complain about pointless shit every day? I could stare at a wall and I would feel more productive than I would if I went to a park and complained in front of kids about riding Power Wheels. Fucking Jesus Christ.
What bothers me is you have a little kid in here that doesn't have a driver's license. He's just a little kid and you're not with him.
It's not a real car.
When I realize I'm wrong and need to apologize. And she's all the way to her husband.
There really is nothing more a mama could want than time with her babies and her husband at the beach. As long as mama has her special juice and her toes in the sand, everyone is...
Well, if mama needs her special juice, then perhaps mama should have picked a daddy that wouldn't make her feel like she needed to drink special juice all the time. Or you mothers could start raising your daughters properly so that when they grow into adulthood and have kids, they can also bring a clue with them.
Happy, am I right? My baby...
He was the most loving.
I divorced my soulmate because I wanted a man with more money. Imagine my shock.
Kind person. I had all the love and support that I could have ever wanted. But I think I went through a period wanting money.
She belongs to the streets. She's a whore. All she cares about. One of the saddest ironies of feminism in general is that modern day women have no idea how much happier they would be if they never abandoned that 1950s lifestyle that they demonize so passionately. Fucking worthless.
Wanted to be with someone and be at a different level, and I saw him work all of the time. It's one thing to
yeah, believe it or not, it's impossible to give you $1 million a month and leave work simultaneously. So you can either have the attention, or you can have the money, or you can shut the fuck up.
Work from 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, day in, day out, and still have no resources.
This woman,
no resources means that she's spending the money faster than he can bring it in, which means she's the problem. But of course she's not, because she's a birthing person, and they're never responsible for anything.
and the perfect man.
Bro.
This dude doing everything in his power. He making her feel special. He taking care of the crib. He paying the bills. And it wasn't enough because she couldn't live in excess.
Bro.
So she broke.
You know, hypergamy is not the problem. Hypergamy has existed since the beginning of human civilization. And most men, well, reasonably thinking men, will tell you, hey, it is what it is. The problem is that we went from controlled hypergamy in the 50s to just chase whichever man has the most money whenever you can find that man. And that has a lot to do with why you're miserable. Controlled hypergamy was different because you could find a guy who made $50,000 and just be grateful that you were able to meet a guy who had $50,000 that actually wanted to tolerate you for the rest of his life. Your priorities are, it's not even worth trying to explain anymore sometimes, because you birthing people are so far removed from realistic thinking that we really feel like we're talking to artificial intelligence, but the wires are crossed all the time. So they can hear what we're saying, but they can't listen to it or process it. That's what you're like. You might as well be artificial intelligence. Shout out to both of the traditional women left in America, though. I'd like to meet one of you.
Dude hard. And went to go be with a dude who treated her like an option.
Bro. She broke her, the love of her life, soulmate.
straight out her mouth.
Yep.
You chose money over your soulmate.
Well, apparently her soulmate was money.
For years.
First thing they're asking for it, they get it, and then they complain, oh, this should be intellectual.
Women have fought hard to ensure that our generation had an equal place in the workforce. And to all those women, we just want to say, thank you.
Yeah, you want to know why you can't afford to buy the things that you'd like to have, or why people aren't getting paid as much money as they could be in the workforce? It's because women join the workforce and split the paychecks. And that's not even getting into all of the problems that feminism caused in the workplace that added trillions of dollars to the problem, which drove most companies overseas because Donald Trump is orange. Ugh.
But also, I am so tired. Being a working woman sucks balls.
Yeah, well, you were warned when you were 18 you didn't give a fuck, so let me play the world's tiniest violin for you.
I work for a women's rights NGO, and every day I get letters from little girls saying, help me, I need an education. And I'm like, no, you don't. I had an education. You know what I need now? A nap. In my mother's day, they used to say that a woman's place was in the kitchen. And to that I say, why did that change? I work a 50-hour week in an architecture firm designing kitchens, and ironically, I can't find one night to cook a meal of my own. If I have to eat one more Tesco ready meal, I will.
And this is why you have nervous breakdowns and have to swallow pharmacies every morning. But at least you're strong and independent, and men are worthless.
My mother raised me to be an independent woman. I don't want to do that. I want to marry a rich banker and go to brunch. I've tried to find him on Tinder, Happen, Hot Hug, Soul.
If you're using Tinder to try to find marriage, then you might as well use raw sewage to try to find clean drinking water.
Search. I made those last two up. No, literally. I made them. I work for a tech startup. And now I'm a high earner. At the end of every day, I'm expected to She's trying to say split the bill. I bought a slow cooker.
Yeah, it's always about equality until it's inconvenient.
4 years ago, and I have never had the chance to use it. There was a time when women could just go to the bank and take money out. We didn't have to work for it.
Yeah, and the reason why you weren't able to get credit cards in the 50s and the 60s was twofold. One, most of you didn't work, which you were better off not doing, but you decided you wanted to be treated like men. And number two is because you women now hold 60% or more of consumer debt in America. So why the fuck did we ever give you credit cards to begin with?
We could just have it. All for the small fee of sex with our husbands once a month. So
Yeah,
this
imagine the
International
horror.
Women's Day. Take a step in the right direction. Backwards. Another step circle. Not a good idea. Brought to you by the Women Against Tiredness.
Yeah, backwards is never coming back because you've done so much irreparable damage and caused so much irreparable devastation for no fucking reason that most men are just repulsed by the sight of you and just checking out completely. Until next time.